Him in the finals, he got 100 grand for that.
Not
and
bad at
he
all.
quit the university and went.
That's a good reason to quit university. Yes, you get 100K.
Did you see Ray as he came in? I mean, and he pressed the arm as if to say, you know, like, wait a minute, you know,
Can I send signals with this?
is that the clock?
What's going on? Yes. Here,
And the
both players are
players,
smiling.
Yeah,
Nice to see
realizing that they're on.
yeah, you can
their
see Ray,
heads.
laughing at the moment. Yes. No, but it was very funny. Christian put it at the beginning of the round. Like normally you expect former U.S. champions, former world champions. Now I heard former roommates. You know? It was kind of different from what we usually
Exactly.
hear in the chess world.
Well, the joke around the town is, you know, we're not so much interested as to who's the national champion, who's the U.S. champion, just who's the best player in St. Louis.
Yeah, on the block.
Right? I mean, we've got so many strong players living in
Sicilian.
Sicily.
Unexpected or
C5.
he's continuing his Sicilian journey.
For sure,
That's the
Ray's move is not a surprise.
Right, but
I mean, how
you played
about
once. You played in one
opening
match.
E4 by
Not too surprised.
Not too
Well,
surprised.
Wesley can play everything, including E4. E4 is one of his main options as well. E4,
I'm just seeing him playing D4,
Castle
knight
on
C3,
moves.
bishop D2.
Yeah.
Very, very quiet. And wow, well,
G6.
for a lot of players who do play the Najdorf, this is really they're so grateful, like because they almost dedicate their lives to studying the Najdorf defense.
You know, one thing I remember,
And,
one game of
they're
Wesley
getting it.
against the Najdorf, I believe it was against Abhimanyu Mishra at the English Championship. I remember that game. He was completely lost. Turned it around and won it. But he got outplayed out of the opening, out-prepared out of the opening by Abhimanyu. Maybe Ray Robson is taking a page from that game.
It's funny actually what those who missed this very interesting interview with Ray Robson just after he won against Linier Dominguez should definitely go to our social media accounts of St. Louis Chess Club and check it out. It was so funny that Ray said that, how do you feel? He was asked by Sabino Peshor and he said, better than if I would have lost this game, you know. So he was still in the game counting, you know, variations. It was really brilliant interview.
A main line with bishop to G5.
Probably the main line. I don't know.
A Sozin with
I
bishop
think we're gonna see
C4,
F3.
or maybe even the quiet bishop E2.
Okay, bishop E3 first.
Okay.
That most likely will
And
allow knight G4. Knight G4, bishop C1, knight F6. We might see a repetition first. And then
Before we
we
see-
will decide once again
Right.
whether to play F3 or
Now, in the World Championship match, Vichy, prepared bishop E2 against the Najdorf expert, Gary Kasparov himself. But today, bishop E3 has become, like much more popular. Bishop E3 and knight G5 is.
Oh, okay.
Now we're getting a very different approach by
This
Wesley.
is what he wanted.
Okay,
So you see, bishop g5, but not the same consequences of moves.
exactly. H6, bishop H4, G5, bishop G3, and at a certain moment, this was the rage. This was the great fashion.
Not anymore.
And
Yes,
I
yes.
certainly, it's fallen off
Yes.
the fashion.
By quite a lot, right? But
Right.
nowadays,
move c3, Anastasia? Do you like the bishops? Do you like the knights?
I mean, I like those two knights in the center. Somehow, I remember that if you have the knights on 4th or 5th rank, it means that they worship bishop. I remember this kind of rule. Of course, in the center, if we are talking about edge of the board, can be a different issue. But let's say if you have those knights sitting nicely placed in the center, think about it. Maybe they worship the bishops.
Okay, well,
maybe they're even better than bishops.
I'm still recovering from the rook is worth 4.5 points instead of 5 points because I got taken for that.
See, I'm changing the rules.
Yeah, exactly. I always thought that the knight on the 5th was worth the bishop, and a knight on the 6th was worth an exchange.
An exchange. That's exactly the rule. Yeah,
I
but
didn't know
they
about the
didn't
knight
go
on
so
4th.
far.
Exactly.
Still.
Here the problem is, and what is the problem with the knights, is that usually when you are facing the bishops can trade themselves more readily than otherwise. And so in this case, if I do play c3, I have the double pawns, and I think that is compensation enough for the two bishops. So I'm not sure exactly. I would have to say in that case that the positions are rather balanced. As we prepare for a break, show us the results.
She will still try.
By the way, it looks like
in the meantime, we have a result. Yes, so Wesley
that was a draw.
Finished this game in a draw against Ray Robson.
See.
And Ray will have actually white pieces in the rapid game.
And I